Alright, AKA Padders, we're getting into manga today. I want to show you one of my favorite manga artists, and I'll have a long list of them. This dude blew my socks off. Let's go. Alright, AKA Powders, we're going to get right into it. Welcome back to the channel. Who is the best manga artist that you never heard of? We got the boy right here. I've only had one book of all his work. I'm not even sure of his bibliography, biography, where he's from, what he does, what he's doing now. But back in 1998, this wild cat blew me away, and ever since then, he's really I beat the hell out of this for a particular reason, because this is deeply inspirational. It fires my imagination. I want to turn you on to it. So stick with me. We're going to hit that drawing table and go through this sucker page by page. Let's go. Alright, AKA Padders. I'm not sure if this video is going to have an intro or not, because I am out of time for this Saturday. If I do an intro, I'll just explain and set up a little bit what happened with me on this Saturday. But I literally have 1 hour to get a showcase out to you guys. And every Saturday, I promise something from the library that I am deeply connected to. Khoo Fuk Lung. He had an Image comic book series called SOLARLORD. No one talks about this series anymore. This right here is one of the proportions of his characters, his application, his acrylics, he's combining media. He does things just out of a visceral sense, meaning it just looks amazing. It looks interesting. And even here, even on the cover of the, got a little thick of an art book here. We're going to go through every page, but even on the cover, the quick marker work here and the use of blacks, it's significant. I'm trying to grab something here. It's just a lot of fun. I even like the texture on this guy's traps here. Look at the black, look at everything happening underneath the jawline. This dude renders, this dude draws, and he's never a part of any great manga illustrator or manga artist conversation anymore. This dude has faded away, and for whatever reason, we see 98. So going into 2000s, we're merging the markets. We're trying to get East meets West, and it doesn't work at this time. And there's a lot of analysis to why. But this was a solid push, and he had the power of Image Comics behind him at the time. It just never worked, and he kind of went away. I'm not sure what happened to his later career, but I always appreciated his contour line work and his use of blacks. It's just like, even here, and this is SOLARLORD. This is his Image comic book character. Just the shape of all of this, including the hair and the horns, like, it's just wild. So let's get into it. And we get artwork in here, high and low, meaning we get completely, this is what our boy looks like, our illustrator genius. But we get the high and the low, meaning we get fully finished pieces ready for print, and we get some of his idea work. But look at the purples for here. And I wish I could speak of what SOLARLORD was. I never bought it. He did about 2 or 3 of these books. I always wanted just to get more of these. I never really had the desire to read his comic. And, we can kind of make arguments back and forth to why, but just the energy. He does these little speckles. You guys know I do a lot of speckles. His color arrangements, there's strict good contrasts here, and I really so earlier I said his proportions. I mean, he's drawing these super small heads, giant forearms, super long legs. It is just, he has control over what's happening on the page. And we don't get a lot of this anymore. I mean, I love this. I like it when you just see just random characters set up into like a environment, a situation. Like if you saw this as a movie poster, you would want to see it. If you saw this as a comic book cover, you would want to read it. It's just effective, and he knows how to show off his character. It's just so wild. And look, we get this. So this is an Alex Ross homage, or Alex Ross homaged him. This is a famous Kingdom Come Superman image. If I have time, I'll put it up next to this. If not, go look that up. And yeah, maybe we will do a little. And this is also was a Kingdom Come. This was Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. I'm not sure which came first, but this guy was on Alex Ross's radar, and rightfully so. And here we go. So like, I love, so you can see like the roughness of the paper with some of these strokes, like the lightning. This dude has an alligator over his head, and I love stuff like this. I just love like the floating heads with the heavy shadows on one side. There's just something about it that sings, and this is what I mean about the, you know, like the sketch work and the non-production work. This most likely is something he did for fun, for craps and giggles, and there is so much to this. It's hard to analyze why it works. But look at that. Look, I love seeing the strokes with the hair, with the loose strands. And look, he's putting some of the blacks in the loose areas, and he's going over with the white, and he's putting, like, he's measuring. Like, some of the white is over the black, and some of the black is over the white. It just creates depth of field. But look at this dude. You tell me, if you were a teenager, what would you rather get? This book or like a Penthouse? That's a tough call. And I want to say this too was homaged by a couple people during this time. We've seen this image before with other people, but see, like, just look at his sketch work. Look, and he does his signature with a drawing of him. Maybe I should steal that. Look, the red eyes. Like, everything's in motion. I get a lot of my work just from this, and people, I've only had AKAPAD, I've only had one book from this guy, and I always go to it because that's all you need sometimes. Like, I wish I could speak of who this character is, but look at the little electricity in his hand, and the proportions are so wild to me. Like, forcefully small heads, giant necks, big traps, like wide shoulders, like super wide shoulders. It's just fantastic. See, like, I love this sketch work here too. And this is like, these are the things, like, you see this and you're like, man, like, what's the story? What is happening? And sometimes you have to maintain the innocence of what appeals to you. It's okay, I'm not a expert on this artist or SOLARLORD. It's okay. I can look at this as illustrations. I can appreciate this as illustrations. I can appreciate this on the craftsmanship sense and a mastery of your materials. Like, even this, it's hard to tell, but there's like this underscore here. So we have the orange, but then there's like this yellow, but the yellow's textured, and you don't know, like, when did he lay it down? Because even some of these strands of hair are like, they're yellow pencil or pastel. Like I said, like the mixed media, just the way how he's putting all of this together. And we should all strive for this. We should just strive to create characters that pop and present them in a way that is amazing, that inspires, that really triggers the imagination. And that's always the intent. Like, we're trying to get people to feel a certain way when they look at our art. Like, again, too, like, right, Alex Ross. I don't know who, I really don't know who came first. But it doesn't matter. Like, and I want to say we've seen this image before. And I'm not saying it's good or bad to pay homage. But if you're going to, like, if he is getting some of his lighting from Alex Ross, do it in the way you're doing it here. Look, it's just, I mean, people painting clouds. It's not easy. It is not easy. See, and this, like, see, we see, like, the discipline of his sketch work where he can just start maybe picking up colors, and you start working the contour and working the line and working the colors and kind of going back and forth, and along the way you have confidence that it's going to, you know, like, work its way out, and by the end, this is great too, the black and white. Like, there's just an energy to this. And it's hard to duplicate this any other way. This is why we keep things practical. We keep things physical. We keep things pen and paper. Because I am sorry, you know, people act like the AI artwork can catch up to this, and it will. But it's, you'll know. You will know. And I think the people that revert, that can do this, are the ones that are going to resonate. Like, again, like, parts are not perfect. Like, this pose is not perfect. The arms, the flow of the limbs, it's not there. The position of the head, not perfect. The motorcycle, the rider, he's not leaning into it right. We're not convinced that he's on this illustration itself has a ton of problems, but what we get is a mastery of the materials, and he's able to present this in a way that it doesn't cover his mistakes, but it's put together to on a high enough level to where you accept it. We only got a couple pages left here. Like, look at this. Like, so simple, but awesome. And this is great. You know, like, and you when you flip through this, you realize how much you have to catch up on. So, like, these were numbered. This is 27.85. So again, like, this retail looks like a retail for 70. I got this from like a used rack for maybe $15, maybe even $25. There was no way I paid full price for this. I think there's 2 or 3 of them. I really should try and get these. They're, you know, like the AKAPAD effect. Khoo Fuk Lung is affordable, and we should run out and buy them all up.